A very good morning to all of you. Shortly we are going to start. Please, I request everyone, please settle down. A very good morning to all of you, and my heartfelt welcome to all of you to the 5th IEEE International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Signal Processing. So this conference, it's my proud privilege to stand before you and welcome you. And this conference brings together some of the bright minds across the globe in AI, signal system, artificial intelligence, signal system, communication, and various engineering. So to start with the inauguration process, I'd like to welcome the gathering. That thank you for being here with your time. To begin with the inauguration session, I'd like to request all our dignitaries to come on the dais. Dr. Babaditya Roy, our General Chair, Dr. Ramchandra Reddy, our invited guest, Dr. Usha Rani, IEEE Chair, IEEE Guntur Section, Dr. Mr. Narayan, Guest of Honor, Dr. Professor S.B. Kulkarni, Special Guest, Dr. P. Orvind, our Vice Chancellor, and Dr. Surendra Pal, our Chief Guest, Dr. Umakanta Nanda, Dean Saints, and Dr. Ravindra Duli, Dean Research. So I will like to request all of the dignitaries, please come on the dais. Now I would like to request to welcome our guest with a flower bouquet. Thank you very much. Now to proceed with the inaugural ceremony, I request Dr. Babaditya Roy, please give the address to the gathering as General Chair of the conference.
Thank you all. Narayan sir, with your permission, Suresh Terminal. Good morning all. Honorable Rector of the Organizing University, VIT-AP, honorable distinguished speakers, dignitaries, guests, co-faculty members, research scholars, students, conference participants, and particularly to all those who are in the abroad not joined physical modes. So very good morning all of you. At first I am asking permission to chair for start this inauguration or this is given. On behalf of AISP 2025, that is International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Signal Processing, our organizing committee, it gives me a great pleasure and honor to extend to you all a very warm welcome. I wish to take this opportunity to welcome to participants from the different states of India and other countries. I welcome our chief guest, Dr. Surendra Pal. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. I welcome our guest of honor, Dr. M.G.P. Narayan sir. I welcome our invite guest, Dr. G. Ramachandra Reddy sir, distinguished professor from VIT-AP. I welcome our special guest, Dr. S.V. Kulkarni sir, professor and fellow IIT Bombay. Thank you sir for accepting our invitations. I welcome Professor Usarani Madam, Professor Chair IEEE Guntur Subsections. Thank you Madam for accepting me. Thank you our Patron, Honorable Chancellor Sir, Dr. G. Viswanathan, motivational and inspired to conduct this type of events. Thank you our Honorable Vice Chancellors, VIT-AP University, Dr. P. Almud Baran Sir for his support and motivations. Arun Mojibar Sir for his support and motivations. Thank you for Register Sir, VIT-AP University, Dr. Jagadish Mudivandi Sir for support in all. Thanks to Dean Sense, Dr. Umakantananda for his unconditional supports. And thanks to all participants, keynote speakers, session chairs and volunteers. Now we express our gratitude to thanks to our special session chairs, track chair, Dr. Sucharita Jackson, Lakhan Sharma, Dr. Satish, Dr. Rajiv Sharma, Dr. Rajesh, Dr. Girish, Dr. Lakshminaran and others faculty members. Before we give the floor to the speakers, I will take the opportunity some notes on the VIT-AP and AISP conference. This is our fifth series with support of the IEEE Hyderabad sections, and this time we received that huge paper, that is 843 papers, and out of 843, as per IEEE policy, we received only 30% acceptance. Out of them, the 201 paper is registered as of now. Now the conference main aim is to provide the expense platform and recent research in the artificial intelligence and signal processing and antenna communications. This conference we look forward to creating our forum for sharing insight into new research and cutting edge technology in the domain of artificial intelligence and signal processing. Now this conference technically supported by the 3 foreign universities, Roma University, University of Glasgow, Sweden and Krakow University, Poland. Also few industries support these programs. This conference we offer the 6 keynote speakers and 25 talks and different tracks and contributions of oral presentations, special sessions by the VIT-AP student branch, also special sessions by the IEEE Guntur subsections, and there is a culture program from the VIT-AP IEEE student branch. So once again, so warm welcome to all guests, dignitaries and the participants. Now I request invite guest Dr. G. Ramachandran Reddy sir, distinguished professor VIT-AP to address this gathering.
Good morning to all of you, dignitaries on the dais, some of my previous colleagues, some other dignitaries, participants, student friends. This conference, I think this is apt. Basically, everybody is now on the bandwagon of artificial intelligence. Knowingly or unknowingly, world is moving towards that. How good that is or how bad it is, only time can tell. So, but it's a mattress. So some of the players who have benefited out of this AI, you all know that NVIDIA, some companies, they have made profits out of this. But there is also a kind of talk that either it is a bubble which can burst any time. So we have to move, as we know that, as the things move, we have to move with the stream. And all students who are presenting the papers, they should have talked about some component of AI and then signal processing. As a senior person, what I suggest to all students is, don't just fall on to the, without understanding the concepts and the fundamentals of signal processing, just running some programs and then getting some results out of it, presenting it, all this doesn't make you, take you anywhere. Basically, you need to have strong foundation. So I always stress this point wherever I go. So the first thing is try to learn the fundamentals. signal processing has come up over the years. Started somewhere in 75, 80, something like that. So now it is almost 30 years. So it has matured enough now. So all, most of the chips that are being made uses signal processing, all that sort of stuff. So you should concentrate. And one more aspect that I see is India is presently catching up with the VLSI. So most of the, I think four companies have already, fab companies are coming up in India. And you should orient, the students should orient towards that, carriers, towards that basically, because carriers will be opening up in that area. So VLSI and then applications of this AI. And lastly, I would like to call upon all the students to make good friends of this conference, because networking is one of the important aspects that will help you throughout your life. So make a good network and then develop contacts with other foreign university students if they have come here. So have a good time, enjoy these 3 days, learn as much as you can from the conference proceedings, attend the lectures that are given by eminent professors. Dr. Kulkarni from IIT Bombay is here. Then Surendra Paul, who has a lot of experience in terms of both, as a ISRO scientist and then as a vice chancellor. So there are quite a few people who can help you learn what are the nitty-gritty that will be of use in your life. So as young students, I request all of you to participate actively in all the proceedings, learn as much as you can. So best of luck, enjoy your stay here.
Thank you, sir, for your comment. Now I request Professor Usha Rani Madam, Professor and Chair IEEE into subsections to address.
Respected dignitaries, on the dais, off the dais, and my dear student friends, good morning everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the organizers who are made this event at this level. We are all conducting a small event, we are going to have a lot of problems. So this is not very easy. So it's a very cumbersome event. Still they did a very nice job, so I want to congratulate them. Coming to the topic, whichever we are seeing here, that's a very trending as well as the useful aspect. We know that world has faced 4 industrial revolutions. So from that we clearly understood that world changed from IT to IoT, where we are having data collection as well as the processing, transmission and analytics, predictions and analytics. So in the 4th phase, once the data collection, all the processing is over, prediction, we are having again different kind of analytics. We know that descriptive, diagnostic, prescriptive and predictive. In the predictive way, where the repeated information is there this AI is facing a very great role. One way, AI is making our life very flexible and comfortable. As my earlier sir told, okay, all these are the tools, but when we are coming to the analysis of the real world, though tool is giving the result, we are all using chat box, so many DeepSeek, so many tools, AI tools we are using. We know the comfort, how they are making our life flexible. But at the same time, we should have the basic knowledge. Whatever the result our tool is giving, we should be in a state to validate that. So because of that, as the engineers, while engineering the problem statement to problem realization, we should have the knowledge of the engineering aspect, and at the same time, we have to know how to use the tool also. Then only we can mix both and we will get the advantage of that. You people, right now, the generation which are here, you are pretty lucky. You are seeing the world in multiple colors. Make use of all these things, and you can progress curve, you can learning curve as well as the life progress curve make shorter. In that way, you can get benefit out of that. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Now I introduce today our guest of honor, Mr. Narayan MGPL. MGPL Narayan sir is the chair of the IEEE Hyderabad sections from 2025 to 26 and a senior technology leader with over 36 years of experience in software engineering, system engineering and R&D. He has begun his career as a training program at TCS and later he served the senior roles including the vice president and chief scientist in the system engineering. He has contributed extremely in the academic industry collaboration in India and abroad. Also, he has a cybersecurity research, risk management, human technology systems. He has become closely involved in the frameworks such as VIT-AP under the IEEE ACE. So I request Mr. Narayan MGPL sir to address.
Good morning. Good morning to esteemed guest on the dais, Dr. Surendra Paul, who is the chief guest, Dr. P. Arul Muhivarman, who is the vice chancellor, and other guests on the dais, distinguished researchers, faculty, keynote speakers, industry partners, young innovators, and my colleagues from IEEE Hyderabad, Jesti, Dr. Vidyalata, Dr. Padmasai, and others. Very grand welcome to you all. Very good morning. And again, thanks Dr. Bapaditya, but for your insistence and constant persuasion, I would be coming here. And Dr. Umakant Nanda for inviting me very cordially for this occasion. It is first of its kind of my visit to this area, newly developing area. So I am very glad to see this. I kept hearing about Amaravati and all, but this is an opportunity which people have given me to visit here. And it's really a pleasure to join you for this 5th IEEE International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Signal Processing at this university. A conference that has grown in reputation and stature, not drawing particular participation from India and abroad. Thanks to the strong technical foundation and the commitment of the organizing team. It's a convergence of the AI, signal processing and communication technologies. The theme, recent trends in artificial intelligence and signal processing, it captures a very powerful convergence we are witnessing today. So, AI that learns, adapts and reasons. Signal processing that extracts meaning from data streams, and communication networks that connect intelligence across devices, humans and systems. From quantum networking to cognitive communications, from robotics to NLP, to biomedical signal analysis, the technical tracks of this conference reflect what the next decade innovation looks like. Events like AISP matter because they create a platform where students, researchers, and practitioners collaborate, challenge assumptions, and create new possibilities. This continuity from idea to prototype, to publication to IEEE Explore, creates an ecosystem where innovation becomes repeatable. So India today is at a critical juncture. AI is entering classrooms, hospitals, homes, and factories and whatnot. And telecom networks are transforming into intelligent software-driven infrastructures. Signal processing is silently powering medical imaging, satellite navigation, and cyber-physical systems. So in this context, a coherence like AISP happening at VIT-AP strengthens our national ability to innovate locally and contribute globally. So let us look at the system view of this, and let me touch on a systems engineering perspective. AI is powerful when it learns from data. Signal processing is powerful when it transforms data into reliable representations. Communication networks, as you know, they are very powerful when they deliver data with low latency, integrity and trust. So when all three come together, we do not just build systems, we build intelligent ecosystems. That's what is happening now. Examples are already around us. Adaptive communication protocols that tune themselves based on network condition or user mobility. AI-assisted medical diagnosis where signal processing cleans the noise and deep learning detects early stage anomalies. And then automated spectrum management, ATI and industrial automation, these are some of them. So this merging of disciplines is exactly what AISP stands for. The other aspect is to do with the data, which I am the vice chair of this particular initiative from IEEE Standard Association Industry Connections. I will explain you what it stands for and why it is important. It is the data, DIITA, it's called data shortly. It is a human-centric lens for AI and signal processing. Even as we innovate, we must ask a deeper question: how do we ensure technology strengthens human values? This is where data, which is standing for dignity, D for dignity, I for identity, I for inclusion, trust, T for trust, and A for agency. They become very essential. Dignity is like AI systems must enhance human capability, not replace human worth. Identity models must respect cultural, linguistic, and personal identities, avoiding biases in data sets and algorithms. Inclusion is rural innovators, women technologists, differentially able learners must all benefit equally from the AI advancements. Trust is to do with the signal processing pipelines, and AI models must be explainable, auditable, and secure. Then only they stand with trust. Agency is technology should empower humans to make better decisions, not make decisions for them without transparency. That is where the trust agency factor is important. These are the principles. They are not academic by any reason. They are more essential for sustainable AI adoption in society. So, what is the contributions to the future? The strength is not just in papers and presentations, it is shaping responsible innovation mindset. The hybrid format which this conference is conducting is international reviewers, diverse tracks and publication pipelines all point to a conference designed with professionalism and global visibility. As participants, I encourage you to collaborate across different disciplines, challenge existing models, and explore ethical, secure, human-centric applications, and above all, solve problems that matter to the society and human. In closing, let me congratulate again the organizing committee, the VIT-AP leadership, and the IEEE Hyderabad section volunteers who have worked tirelessly to bring this event to life. To all the young researchers here, may AISP 2025 be the place where your ideas take flight. I wish you all a meaningful, productive, and inspiring conference, and thank you very much. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your light on that conference. Now I introduce our special guest, Professor S.V. Kulkarni, Fellow IEEE and IIT Bombay professors. Dr. S.V. Kulkarni is a professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Bombay. He has a INAE chair professors from 2018 to March 2020, editor of IEEE Journal 2012 to 2019, and he has a prior experience in the industries, also in academics. He has also the honor to receive the Young Engineer Award by the INAE in the 2000, Young Teacher Award from the AICT in 2001, and IIT Bombay Research Award in 2016. He has more than 200 plus publications and 9 Indian and 2 US patents. His current research including the transformer, diagnostics, electromagnetic field computations, and energy transmissions. So I request Professors S.V. Kulkarni sir to address.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, my dear friend and senior colleague, Dr. Surendra Pal, Dr. Reddy, other dignitaries on the dais, fellow researchers from VIT and other places, students, I'm very happy to be, first time in VIT campus and first time in this region, Vijayawada in India. And I was really good to, see the developments happening in and around this area. And I'm sure in coming years, this area will flourish like anything. And you are all going to be very fortunate to be, studying in this. I was also impressed yesterday night about, when I was walking through the campus about the discipline and, the kind of security, and I was keenly watching the, campus because I was in 6 years in administration of IIT Bombay. So having said that, this conference is really apt given what earlier speaker said. AI is being talked about by everyone. Even those who do not know anything about AI, they also talk about this. So we have been, as a country, we have been leading in software domain, and we are globally known for our software skills. So we should not miss this bus also, and we should lead AI in the AI field globally. And we have that potential. Also, I would say that many institutes in India are taking their efforts to make this happen. IIT Bombay on its part is having one nationally funded project, Bharat Gen. You might have heard about it. It's a big project wherein we are actually attempting to create our sovereign AI for Bharat. And it will address to more than 22 Indian languages, and it will be useful to all those who speak local languages. And it will also build on to the traditional knowledge system of India. So I think when we are marching on the AI path, we have to take projects, as earlier speaker also said, that we have to take projects which are sort of useful to society and the country. And there are n number of problems around us where we can contribute. Also, as somebody said earlier, that we need to have a strong foundation, core engineering, and then we can actually acquire skills of AI and machine learning on the top of that. Otherwise, we will be in years to come. Otherwise, we will become hollow, just superficial in application. So we have to have a very strong fundamental base. I'm going to have we would interact with you in the afternoon session on various techniques of AI ML and then application to electrical and electronic engineering. So till then, I complete my address now. Wish you all the best and happy learning in the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your touch. Now I request Vice Chancellor VIT-AP, Dr. Arul Murivarman, sir, for presidential address.
Very good morning. At the outset, I welcome the distinguished guests. Welcome to VIT-AP University. For the benefit of all our guests, sir, VIT-AP University is one of the fast progressing and vibrant campus in India. It has reached within the 7 years, we are now touching upon 19,500 students. Okay. Hopefully, we have the greater commitment and the collective wisdom from the government of Andhra Pradesh and the top leadership. Will be reaching 50,000 students in this campus by 2032. That's our vision. It's my great pleasure and the opportunity for me to address the IEEE International Conference on the Artificial Intelligence and the Signal Processing, AISP 2025, technically sponsored by the IEEE Hyderabad section, organized by the School of Electronics Engineering. First of all, congratulations to all the organizing team for bringing this such a wonderful conference in the campus, and I heard that it is the We are getting into the 5th edition of the conference in the campus. Respected Chief Guest of today, Dr. Surendra Paul, former Vice Chancellor, Defence Institute of Advanced Technology, Ministry of Defence from the Government of India, the Chair DRDO. Welcome, sir, for the international conference here at VIT-AP. Our guest of honor, Mr. Narayana, MGPR, Andilekar, the Chair IEEE, Hyderabad, former Vice President and the Chief Scientist, TCS. Welcome, sir, for the conference. Our invited guest, our mentor and our guru, Dr. G. Ramachandra Reddy, sir, distinguished professor from the VIT level. Welcome, sir. Our special guest, Professor A.C. Kulkarni, Chair Professor, IIT Bombay, and fellow IEEE. Sir is making the more important topics in today's afternoon session. I welcome, sir, for your kind presence. Also, I welcome the Chair IEEE Guntur section, Dr. Usha Rani and Neela Kuti. Welcome, madam, for your kind presence today. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and the eminent researchers, esteemed delegates, very good morning once again to all of you. It's my profound honor and the privilege to welcome you all this the international conference on the artificial intelligence and the signal processing, AISP. Today we stand at a transformative moment. We need to be very, very careful in this particular zone. That's the human progress on the intelligence, both natural as well as the artificial, converges to redefine. This is the important transformation area, which is going to bring into the more possibilities of the science, technology in the society in the very focused areas. AI is moving very fast and also far beyond the algorithm and the automation. It's now driving the force for powering all the industries, shaping the global economies, enhancing the human capability. Okay. At the same time, advancement in the signal processing and the computer vision, it is going to be a key role for redefining the transformation era. There are fundamental breakthroughs in the healthcare diagnostics because of the AI, the AI-assisted robotic surgery, and also for the defense application, all the communication sectors. Now the global, you can see that it is going to be a different level of the paradigm, and there won't be any physical war. It is going to be a technological war. Okay, so you have to see who is dominant in terms of the technology, in terms of the AI concept. Remote sensing and the intelligent transportation, that is going to play a very, very major role. Together, AI and signal processing form a backbone, because any technology if you take, so any advanced systems which enables the machine learning, which enables the more precision level of the accuracies that people are working, which is possible only through the perfect level of the signal and the image processing domains. I hope this conference brings together the pioneering minds, innovative thinkers, and the dedicated practitioners from around the globe. Next 2 days, we will explore the cutting-edge research and the practical insights, exchange of the perspectives for the next generation intelligence technologies. But this gathering, more than a showcase of the knowledge, it's a testimony of power of collaboration, curiosity, and the responsibility. As we advance the boundaries of the AI, we must also uphold the values of ethics, transparency, and the human-centric development. The true success of the technology lies not merely the sophistication, but its ability to uplift the humanity. bridging the gaps, solving the real world problems, and creating a future that is inclusive and sustainable and secure. Any technology that has to be a human-centric level of the supportive system. I encourage every participant present here to engage deeply, challenge assumptions, ask bold questions in every level of their presentations, form meaningful partnership. Let this conference be a catalyst for new discoveries, new connections, and new visions for the future. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the contributors, our keynote speakers, paper presenters, sponsors, volunteers, and every delegate who made the gathering possible at VIT-AP University today. Let us begin this conference with the shared commitment and the collective growth of our nation as well as the world to innovate the purpose, research with the integrity, and build the technologies that serve humanity with the wisdom and the compassion. I really just addressing with our Chief guest, Dr. Surendra Paul, this artificial intelligence and the signal processing is going to be one of the world-class level of the international conference, like how we celebrate the computer vision and the pattern recognition conference. If you publish one paper into that, you consider to be the qualified person for performing your research in the computer vision and the image processing area. The same way, we have to convert this artificial intelligence and the signal processing conference to be one of the world-class international conference that has to be globally recognized, and I wish the conference is going to get the great success in all of you and inspiring and enriching experience. Thank you all once again for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your lights. Now I introduce our chief guest, Dr. Surendra Pal. Already our VC sir already introduces. So let's follow again. Dr. Surendra Pal is a life fellow IEEE and follow ASI, IET, and life fellow CSIR, adjunct professor IIT Gwalior. He is a former vice chancellor DIAT, DRDO Pune. He is a distinguished scientist and the founder of ISAC, ISRO, Satish Dhawan. He doing his unconditional volunteers in the IEEE. He was the chair Bangalore section 2004 to 2006. So I request Professor Dr. Paul to address.
Good morning, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Arul Moli Barman, Professor Narayanan, Professor S.V. Kulkarni, Professor Ramchandra Reddy, Dr. Bapatya Rai, Dr. Usha Rani, Dr. Jagdish, Dr. Umakant Nanda, dignitaries of the dais, faculty members, my dear students. First of all, I wish to thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor, the Dean, and Dr. Bapatya Rai for inviting me for this one. It so happened I am a completely communication person, or a communication and satellite navigation person, responsible for India's Navik and Gagan program. I am not an expert on signal processing and artificial intelligence, but I am a user. And let me tell you, as an RF engineer, if I can implement AI in my RF thing, which I am sure Professor Kulkarni is going to talk, because the topic which he says, Amazon AI in electromagnetics or electrical systems, is a fantastic thing. So everything we control. But I am going to talk something about what happens on this one. See, this topic is very relevant, as the Honorable Vice Chancellor spelled out, and other speakers also spelled out. Dr. Narayana has spelled out quite a bit about it. But what we have to see that AI and digital signal processing or signal processing is in present technological paradigm, or even in business paradigm, because that in business affairs was just we had a talk for maybe a few seconds. There also all these things play an important part. And if I say that artificial intelligence, computer things, and digital signal processing, how do we compare? I compare it as an oxygen for the technological paradigm. So without that, nothing will move, and in the future, nothing is going to move. Only thing is the total paradigm will change. The scenario may change. What we are thinking today, it will change next 5 years. Let me also tell, based on my experience, that nothing stays more than 5 years. In 5 years, everything changes. We used to say, that we have 5 years planning. Our total country's planning is a 5-year plan. But I don't know how they chose. I think they Pandit Nehru took it from Russian 5-year plan. But I have seen in technological paradigm, nothing remains constant. After 5 years, definitely it has to change it. So we are in an era where total disruption is taking place. Now you will say disruption has got negative meaning. I am going to talk about technological disruption. So technical disruption, we are in an era of disruptive technology. Everything is disrupted. In 1970, when the computers were coming, there was a big hue and cry. When Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi introduced computers everywhere, then there were riots. Now we say that AI is going to create havoc. Yes, it may create, but AI is also going to give you a lot of benefits, a lot of things, both be it a technological paradigm, be it a business, be it anywhere else, AI is going to help us. Only thing we should know how to use it properly. So if I was talking about technological disruption, it's called disruptive technology. So radical change to any existing industry product, process or market due to technological innovations is called disruption. And technological disruption has taken place. AI and signal processing has caused that one in every field of technology and medicine. I'm talking technology, medicines and business, both important. So no industry or any system, be any system, business, medical, technology, mining, anywhere you take it, they are not immune to digital disruption. Even our education system is also disrupted in that way. What education system we talked about earlier, now the education system which is now, is getting completely disrupted. And NEP 2020 has given us a key that we can definitely change the total education system within the domain which has been identified by UGC or AICT or anything else. So a disruptive technology or innovation that helps create a new technological domain, new market, value network, and eventually goes on to disrupt an existing market and value, that's called disruptive technology. And AI and signal processing has done that one in every era. So AI has done this. Next will be, after AI, if we can get matured in AI, next will be quantum communication and quantum computing. We only talk about, there is a quantum mission by Government of India. I don't know how much we have achieved. I am not so confident about it. But when we again talk about technical disruption, I am reminded by Clayton M. Christensen. He popularized a theory which affects the existing technology, particularly if it is in, we don't expect anything, but because of this technical disruption, unexpected things happen. Both it could be positive or negative. And there are two types of things which happen. One is sustaining things, another is disruptive things. Sustaining things in technological paradigm, like a mobile, telephone. First we had a wired telephone, then in the house we started having a wireless handset. That's all. It was total, progress was very slow. Then we had 1G. The Americans had 1G generation, which was analog. Then we had 2G. Thankfully, our politicians did a good thing, I must say. There are a lot of bad things, but one good thing they did is they took 2G, which is a digital domain, mobile. The 2G came, then 3G came. After 4G, the smart telephone came, mobile came. And smart mobile has got everything which we are thinking. 4G, 5G, 6G when you go, it will have also AI, signal processing, everything based on signal processing, and that disrupts the thing. So if you find in technological paradigm, maximum thing which has disrupted our life is mobile. And next is, which has disrupted everything else, is JCB. JCB is used everywhere to that make the roads, destroy the environment and kill them. I mean, I don't want to say further because, and when I see a lot of JCBs on the way, I don't want to visit them. So there are incremental changes do take place, but if there is a quantum change, it will be by artificial intelligence and signal processing. Okay, so mother of all the things, this signal processing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI, which is another thing has come. Each one of you know about Chat, GPT, etc. So etc. Mother of these things is data science, which we are not teaching to our students. Okay, so we have to. I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor. I mean, when he talks about it, there should be a separate course on data science, because that's the mother of everything. So it is an interdisciplinary field that uses scientific methods, algorithms, mathematics, computer statistics to extract knowledge and insight from a large complex database. If you draw the Venn diagram, Venn diagram it has been taught in the high school or maybe in 11th and 12th. If you take the domain expertise, if you take computer science, maths and statistics, okay, if you put all of them on Venn diagram, if you take the one single thing which is the intersection is the data science. And that data science, manipulation of data leads to artificial intelligence, signal processing, etc. everything. When you go for data science, we, till 1440, I'm talking about what has been written down. I cannot talk anything about Indian thing because whenever we talk about something which is written by the others and about Western countries, we say, in India we have a better country. Maybe in India we also have the intelligence, no doubt it is, and it must be natural intelligence, it may not be artificial, but presently we are talking about artificial intelligence. So till 1440, when the printing press was done by Gutenberg in Germany, after that the data collection and data dissemination took place, okay, and almost took place exponentially at that time. But from 1550 to 1650, there were a lot of wars for taking place in Europe, nothing took place. After that, again, because of this printing press, a lot of data got collected, a lot of data dissemination took place, a lot of printing press things were printed, and that was one era which we say brought us to this era, today's era. So, because of those printing press, we have got Galileo's wisdom, we have got Shakespeare's dramas, and not only this, even Indian things or Vedas, etc. also popularized Gita, Veda, mathematics, Vedic mathematics were popularized because of this. So all these things went on doing when computer came. Total thing became what, which IBM called it somewhere in 1970 as a big data. Okay. 2.5 million bytes of data. So computer came in 1970. I come from the era where the computer was used for punch cards, you come, and I had a 1130 used in Pilani when I was a student, which had much less capability than your mobile. So in 2008, sheer volume of data increased exponentially, and then person system. More the data is also noise. You have to extract it. So there is a signal processing comes into picture. So you have to take out the data from the noise, and you have to find out the useful data. So that's where signal processing comes into picture. And again, if you go into the history, the new millennium started when September 11, 2001, when the America was attacked, the World Trade Center was attacked, and American pride was hurt 2 times. First time was when the Russians sent the person in the orbit. Okay, it was when pride was hurt. Second time, when September 11, somebody went and hit them in their own place. Then a lot of development took place, and all this artificial intelligence, signal processing, etc., extension, all those things took place from then onwards. And then in that one it came that we can estimate, we can predict it. But there also the failure took place. You see, nobody predicted Japan's, the earthquake which came in 2011. It was 9.1 Mike. Similarly, 2008, whole market crashed.
although they use the artificial intelligence, now also they are using the artificial intelligence. You see a lot of advertisements on the YouTube that you use by artificial intelligence, you can cure your diabetes, you can buy the shares, anything else. Be careful. Nothing is can be predicted 100%. Yes, there are what you call it trends which can be published in the. So I must come. Let's come to this. Signals play an important part in our. Signals could be natural. Signals could be complex. And nowadays, all the signals which you have got are all complex. They are generated signals, and out of that, the useful information has to be taken from those things. So, signal carries information, and objective of signal processing is to extract the information carried by the signal, and anything else which is other than the useful information is called noise. Noise doesn't mean only what we see in the spectrum. This is also noise. Unwanted information is also noise. So we have to be very careful about it. So roughly speaking, signal processing is concerned with the mathematical representation of the signal and algorithm operations. So well, I had a small stint as an academician, and I was told that AISP does not insist that engineers should read mathematics. But that's the biggest, darkest decision. Not engineers, everybody should read mathematics. Without mathematics, you cannot do anything. And particularly when we talk about signal processing, artificial intelligence, and I don't know what will be the next future, because next to artificial intelligence will be something else. So there we have to see this. Now, the conventional signal processing operations are time domain operations. Okay, scaling, delay, addition, then filtering. All these things involve mathematics and mathematics. Not very big mathematics, but yes, there are certain things which will involve mathematics. Then generation of complex signals, which also, and taking out information from that one is also involves mathematics. Then we have got modulation, demodulation for transmission, the multiplexing, demultiplexing. It's not done on communication. Multiplexing, demultiplexing is done in data analysis also. So you can't say that it's only for connectivity. Then you have noise cancellation and estimation technique. We communication engineers are very scared of noise, but equally computer engineers also should be there. So we are coming. So generally speaking, that AI and AI is an extension of signal processing. It's not independent of signal processing. So it is a field, generally speaking, dedicated to creating machines. You create machines, make the machines learn. You program them properly, you train them, okay, and then only we can use it. Whatsoever you train, that you do the same way. But it's not that everything you can do it. If we go into the history of how this came, AI, first of all, it was what? Neural networks. From neural network, persons thought that we can mimic the brain, but it was not possible to mimic. Now also with all these tools which we have got at hand, we cannot mimic the brain. So AI started coming in 1950 itself, okay, and by simple mathematics, whatsoever computers, the practices are available in. Then in 1980, it came. It's a very recent phenomenon. Lisp and Prolog programs were used. Then machine learning, based on data training, optimization, estimation, machine learning, while machines were trained over, there only this started coming. Then deep learning. Then in 1980, we discovered the patterns and data predictions that started coming. And in the 80s itself, there was an emphasis to use the neural networks and mimic human behavior and human mind. But unfortunately, in India and most of the places, neural things were used for washing machine, but not for solving the real problem. Still, neural networks are not used for that purpose. Then, of course, now we are in an era where generative AI is there, okay, and now new concepts are coming, parameters, recombination, there are large languages are coming, and chat bots as don't talk of it, and above all, which even the politicians talk about it, is the deep fake, and Prime Minister Modi talks about it. We have to be very careful. That's also part of the AI. If you see Then in 2020 somewhere the AI and signal processing came. But in 2025, that is now, it went exponentially up, and we don't know where to catch it. So it's for the youngster to catch it. It's a double-edged sword, knife, and how to use it depends on us. And it's a perception whether we should use it or not, and how to use it. But can we get away from it? Can we avoid it? No. We cannot get away. Our life has to get affected by both signal processing and artificial intelligence. In what way? How much we use it? It depends on us. I'll take a few seconds more since I am very much connected with IEEE, and I heard Dr. Narayana and Dr. Usha Rani about IEEE. I am also deeply connected with IEEE as an ADCOM member of Andhra Progressive Society. I would request each one of you to start, think about publishing something in the IEEE. You know, IEEE publishes, so 100 papers are published. 83% are published by Chinese. 7% are published by Indians. And we want to compete with China. And rest are published by the rest of the world, whom we think they are advanced. Now you think if you are at the second level, can't we become the first level? So become a member of some professor society, be it IEEE, be it IEEE, Institute of Engineers, or any, make your own society. So that provides you a platform to interact, to find out more the things. So again, I wish to thank the organizers, particularly the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Umakant and Dr. Vapat Ral for inviting me, and thank you for listening to me. This is not my subject will come later on in the afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Your talk was really insightful regarding AI and generative AI and all the things. Now, to proceed with the session, I would like to request all our dignitaries to release our conference souvenir. Thank you all. I'd like to take this opportunity to felicitate our guests. First, I'd like to request our VC sir, Dr. P. Mujivaran, to felicitate our chief guest, Dr. Surendra Pal. Now I request Dr. Vapaditya Rai, please, to felicitate our guest of honor, Mr. Narayan. Now I request Dr. Umakant Nanda to felicitate our invited guest, Dr. G. Ramachandra Reddy. Now I request Dr. Ravindra Dhuli, our Dean of Research, to felicitate Professor S.D. Kulkarni. I request Dr. Bapaditya Rai to felicitate Dr. Usarani. Now moving towards the end of the inaugural session, I like to request Dr. Umakana to cast a vote of thanks.
Good morning everyone. The dignitaries, Chief Guest, Professor Surendra Pal, the Guest of Honor, Mr. Narayan, Special Guest, Professor S.V. Kulkarni, and invited guest, Dr. Ramchandra Reddy, Dr. Usarani, IEEE Guntur Subsection, our VC Sir, Professor P. Arul Mojivarman, our organizing chair, Dr. Bapaditya Rai, Dr. Ravindra Dhuli, Dean Research, the keynote speakers, all the guests, participants, students, all the faculty members and coordinators. A very good morning to all of you. On behalf of School of Electronics Engineering, I thank all of you for contributing your effort for this 5th International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Signal Processing. First of all, I would like to thank the IEEE Guntur subsection and IEEE Hyderabad section for their continuous support for this 5th version of this AISP 2025 conference. Without their support, it will not be possible to grow, and I request your continuous support in the future also, so that we will go. This is the 5th time, and future also it will be going on. So I would like to thank on this occasion Dr. Surendra Pal and Mr. Narayana Mandalika for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest and guest of honor in this August occasion. We are also very much thankful for our invited guest and the special guest in this occasion. Our special guest Professor S.V. Kulkarni and invited guest Professor Ramchandra Reddy. We are very much thankful for their insight thoughts in this occasion. We are also pleased to acknowledge our esteemed university partners. So 3 foreign university partners are associated with us. I should thank them. Those are the Roma Tre University, Italy, Krakow University, Poland, and University of Gavel, Sweden. I appreciate the support of our internal various sections like the SDC team for arranging the registrations for the participants, the CTS team for the IT support, PRO team for wide publication of this conference, purchase team for providing the support for purchasing various things which are essential for running the conference. Also, finance section for related to the finance related things, they have supported very much. Transport team for providing the logistics support for all the guests and participants, and all other sections who are directly or indirectly they are supporting us in this 3-day conference. Many thanks to our financial sponsors. I would like to thank the ANRF and the Global Degrees who are supporting us financially to run the conference in a better way. I would like to appreciate the authors who have contributed their work to this conference and having the belief on us that we will go for a rigorous review process as well as the publication of the papers in a timely manner. This is due to the continuous encouragement and support and belief that we have from our management, including our VC and registrar sir. Also, I would like to thank the Chancellor sir and the VPs for their continuous support to run this type of events. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the organizers of this event, our faculty team, the staff members, especially Dr. Vapaita Roy, who is the organizing chair, and the IEEE student members who are continuously working on this. They are not only working on this conference, for all the events, whether it is related to IEEE or not related also. So they are very much helpful for us, and always we tell that white t-shirt team, please can you stand up who are there? IEEE members, student members. Okay, they are ground floor. They are working there also. Now it is going on. They are working in the ground floor for the registration desk. So thanks to all the team members. And with this, I would like to thank again all of you for your support and cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are now at the end of the session. I like to request all the dignitaries, please come to the front for a group photo. To move ahead our conference schedule, now we'll be moving to the keynote speaker. All the participants please be here. I request session host Dr. Sujita Madam, please come and continue with the keynote session.
IEEE International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Signal Processing, organized by School of Electronics Engineering, VIT-AP University. It's my great privilege and honor to introduce our distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Surendra Pal. He has served as the former DRDO, Dr. D.S. Kothari Chair Professor, and the former Vice Chancellor of the Defense Institute of Advanced Technology, Pune. He is a distinguished scientist, senior advisor for satellite navigation at ISRO, program director for satellite navigation, and also chairman of Gagan ISRO Bangalore. Dr. Pal joined Indian Space Research Organization in 1971 after a brief tenure at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. Dr. Pal was instrumental in the development of Indian satellite-based onboard telecommunication systems, starting from Aryabhatta to IRS, INSAT, GSAT, low Earth orbit series of spacecraft, and Chandrayaan. He led a team that developed the communication system for the Mars orbiter mission. He spearheaded the Indian satellite-based wide area augmentation system, Gagan, and contributed to the development of Indian regional navigation satellite system for civilian and restricted aviation users. He is the proud recipient of many national and international awards, including the Vikram Sarabhai Research Award, Om Prakash Basin Foundation Award, Microwave Pioneer Award, ISRO Performance Excellence Award, National Research and Development Corporation Award for the development of antenna systems, and many more. Dr. Pal has published and presented more than 220 papers in international, national journals and conference of repute. Dr. Pal is having more than 50 years of experience in the field of space communication, microwave, electromagnetics, antenna, radar, digital communication, and satellite navigation. He is recognized as an expert in this area at the international level. So with this short note, now I invite Dr. Surendra Pal to take the stage and deliver the keynote address. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Surendra Pal for the talk. Welcome, sir.
Good morning. Still it's morning. Okay. So you none of you like the field electromagnetic, correct? No? Somebody is smiling. It's a fact. I am not an electromagnetic engineer by qualification. I became an electromagnetic communication engineer by experience and by practicing. Before I go ahead, because since I am now addressing to the students only, I want to tell one thing to you, the remaining students, which are some 40 students are here, I think less than 40 students. I am going to tell you one thing, even a small story. I joined ISRO and I was asked to work on communication systems which I never studied. Okay. And to ask to design the antennas for satellites and communication systems for satellite. I went to Professor Sarabhai, Vikram Sarabhai. How many of you heard his name? Oh, at least some. So Dr. Sarabhai is the founder or is the father of India's space program. I told him, sir, I have never studied communications because I was a man of solid state electronics. And I did an MTech in quantum electronics at the time from Pilani, which nowadays you are practicing, CAT scanning, micro imaging, EMR imaging, magnetic imaging, all these lasers, measures, they were all in theoretical stage at that time. So I was trying to become expert on those things. He said, don't worry about it. If you read a subject, okay, I would like each one of you to listen it. If you read a subject sincerely for 1 month, only scan through it 1 month, you will know what is the subject. If you spend 6 months continuously on that one, sincerely, you will become an expert on that one. And I took those, this is advice, literally, and I See, you got a basic qualification. Once you do BE, you got a basic qualification. An engineer can do anything. So don't get scared about electromagnetics, about communications, about artificial intelligence, or signal processing, or VLSI, or anything. Whichever you study, you can study anything else also. If you are a mechanical engineer, you can become an electronics engineer. Okay. If you are a mechanical engineer, you can do better VLSI, etc. If you are an electronics engineer, you can become a good physicist. If you are a physics person, you can become a good computer engineer. You can do anything. You are in an era where fields can be changed. So, this is a conference is about signal processing, artificial intelligence. I was told by Dr. Bapatya Rai that there is a session on electromagnetics also. So I thought, not that this subject is very near to me. More near to me is my satellite navigation, okay, about digital communication. Those are the subjects which are very near to me. But I want the students to know about it, that what is electromagnetics, what is antenna, okay, what is communication. Can you do, each one of you have got a mobile, some must be having two mobiles, somebody will have at least one mobile is there. Do you see antenna in that one? Incidentally, how much time I got? Huh? 1 hour. So, I must finish by 12:20 or 12:15. 12 o'clock or 12:15? Okay. Okay, no problem. So, finishing and ending is possible to do anything. So, have you seen antenna inside it? Somebody should respond. Okay, you are not seeing that. How many frequency of operations are there inside a smart telephone? At least that you should be able to tell, right? Madam, can you ask all of them to come here? I'll compensate at the time. Don't worry. Come here. You can be in the front row. The front row is free, nobody, so sit down comfortably, nobody will disturb you. Come in the front row, except by back, sit down. Don't be scared. It's not an exam, I'm only trying to make you interested in electromagnetics. So, can you tell how many frequencies you are receiving in your smart telephone? What are the things you are receiving? What are the things you are transmitting in the smart telephone? Yes. Somebody? Yes, that girl who's nodding. Please get up. The blue shirt, deep blue. Eh? You got mobile telephone? Smart telephone? And your father paid you his iPhone? See, your voice transmission, you get a GPS signal in that one? GPS signal, you can find out the route. GPS signal is working 1500. Your mobile is working 800. You also get FM radio in that one, 108 megahertz. How many frequencies are there? At least 5 frequencies are there inside that one, in that small telephone. Plus there is a processor. So this is called disruption of technology. Total technological paradigm disruption. So, see, so many things are there in that one. Signal processing is also done that one. So, it means you cannot remain with one topic. I am going to tell you about the importance of antennas in RF. How do you receive the signal? Through RF, no? Through the radio wave. Okay, so radio wave. It means radio wave. What is there everywhere? Radio waves are there everywhere, omnipresent, correct? What is next which is omnipresent everywhere? Antennas. Because you have mobile, you go outside, you see the antenna, you see the skyline, all TV antennas are there, or big mobile antennas are there. You go to the airport, you go and see. Now, recently there was an operation Sindoor took place. Correct? What was the winning point on by India? We had missiles. Who was guiding the missiles? Communication was guiding the missiles, radars were guiding the missiles. GPS was denied, we were denied GPS, which was being used by the Indian system called NAVIC, Indian Regional Navigation System called NAVIC, which also works in S-band as well. So many frequencies are there. So what I am trying to tell you that your book tells that the antenna will radiate when you want lambda/4 length. In your mobile, you will find out that it is lambda/4 length. So, an electromagnetic engineer or a communication engineer is like an artist. He can make antenna of any shape, he can make communication system of any shape, he can introduce artificial intelligence inside, he can introduce signal processing inside. Everything can be introduced, and it's a small one. Which you may not like to carry the books, you may not like to carry the, if your parents tell you carry this thing, that you will not like to carry it. But definitely you would like to carry mobile. Mobile will never forget. So this is what I am trying to tell you, importance of RF and communication is come out on the skyline full of antennas. So we cannot. Now antenna, we have to, what are the things in antenna? Important is your teacher tells you gain, correct? Frequency of operation, correct? Sudden frequency of operation, correct? Now, if your mobile, you are not receiving the signal, anyone, if you don't receive the signal, what do you do? Suppose this is my mobile, what do? You try to do this way, that way, correct? Why do you do? Eh? So loudly bolo yaar. Eh? Getting in the range. You are not there itself you are doing it, so you are not going in the range. Range means you should change the place. You are not changing the place. Standing there only doing like this, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is that?
Maybe catching the frequency actually.
That is called polarization of the signal. And I am going to talk about it because no teacher teaches you. So, for antenna technologies, an interface, what is antenna? It's an interface between free space and circuit device. Okay, that's the antenna. It's an interface, free space. So, if you see diagram, find out some, find out a photograph. What is that photograph? Butterfly. What is important to the butterfly? Antennas. I am trying to tell, without antenna, even an insect can't work. The antenna word has come from there. Actually, I wanted to put the antenna word, I wanted to put the cockroach. But girls are scared of cockroach, that's why I put the. Okay, so the antenna is the interface between free space, RF circuit, devices. Okay. So this is the interface, and nothing else. An antenna could be of any size. I could give you an example of mobile, because each one of you understand it, and you will never forget throughout your life. So antenna system has become quite complex. Why complex? Because it operates in so many frequencies, We say it should operate lambda by 4. Lambda by 4 concept is good for passing the exam, for satisfying the question asked by your teacher. Okay? No, say, you got an antenna is a field where you got different types of antennas. You got reflectors, you got lenses. There is an antenna, there is a short circuit. Yagi antenna, I don't know whether how many of you have seen Yagi antenna. It's a DC short circuit. If you take a reflector antenna, you don't find any connection there, circuit. Okay. If you take dielectric antennas, it's a DC, RF, everywhere it's open, but still it works. So antenna is a versatile field which works on every field, and electromagnetic is a versatile field. If you introduce artificial intelligence in that one, switching etc. you do, phase arrays you do it, you can achieve wonders. Now why I am trying to tell you phase array? Because we are going in an era of 6G and 5G. How many of you know 6G, 5G? Have you heard about it? G means what? Not Rahul G. It's a generation. So 6 is 6th generation. We had a first generation mobiles which were analog. Second generation was digital. Third generation 2G was there. 3G, 4G onwards audio started coming. 5, now we are in the 5G. So there are beam steering is there. In 6G it works in millimeter waves or C band, and beams will steer. Phase array will be there. So intelligence will be there inside. Processor will be there, which will be controlling. So today's topic is about artificial intelligence. Signal processing is a part and parcel of the antenna also. So you cannot separate any field of them. So an antenna engineer is like an artist who has to meet requirements of electronic system designers and users. So artist, you ask him, I want a beautiful painting of this, he does it. Similarly, an antenna engineer can do, you can have an antenna which works on many fields, many frequencies, many applications are there, and without antenna nothing is there. The antenna and RF communication is omnipresent. The next thing which is going to be omnipresent is processors, chips and your computers. So will be fast. So type of antenna is a function of mounting structure, okay? Because any antenna characteristics get changed by mounting structure. Then radiation pattern requirements, bandwidth, return loss values, gain, power handling capacity, and there is something called antenna factor. You see, why I have introduced in a different color is, the antenna factor is a thing which, if you know the antenna factor, if you are doing EMCMI measurements, antenna factor definition is different. If you are doing satellite communication, antenna factor is different. You multiply the antenna factor with you know what is the power getting received. For transmitting power, for the link calculation you can do. There is another thing is called antenna factor. So IEEE definition of antenna is a means of radiating or receiving the antenna. Okay, antennas are various types. It could be anything. Even you can be an antenna, If I feed a signal in you, if I can match it properly, you can be an antenna. Okay. So persons are trying to do, whether suppose there is trees are there. Let us take coconut trees or palm trees. Coconut tree leaves, they look like a log periodic antenna. Correct? If you can do a proper feeding of signal, extending the signal, it can become a log periodic antenna. So anything where you can put signal, you can radiate it. If you take care of the losses inside it, and if you can match the impedance, you can get this. It can act as an antenna. So radiation patterns from omnidirectional to highly directional can be fixed, reconfigurable in multi-beam scanning fixed type. And it should be designed to withstand the dynamic, mechanical and thermal stresses of the environment. Particularly your mobile, you drop it, still it works. So antenna system for the future communications are facing numerous challenges. It's not that your teachers tell you, oh, cross book says lambda by 4, you put a dipole, monopole, and that will work. It doesn't work that way. Life is not that simple. let me tell you, life is not the books. Books are good for passing the exam. You read nicely, pass exams nicely. When you come to the arena of real world, you will find that things are different, not the books. So, antenna systems for modern communication, antenna system for more present are wireless communication systems that include cellular, aerospace, defense, vehicular, medical, industrial, and in the years to come, boundaries between various applications may get overlapped. However, each application may have its unique requirements and constants and characteristics. I was talking about the disruption of technology. Smart mobile has disrupted everything. Even smart mobile, coming mobile maybe in next 1 or 2 years, will also monitor your blood pressure, will also monitor your health parameters sitting. And what is only common thing is it will monitor and transmit. So you need a communication link. So for communication link, you need an antenna. So by 2030, all connected devices will be more than 500 billion. One of the speakers talked about IoT, Internet of Things. Now, not only Internet of Things, NIoT, nanotechnology is getting involved in Internet of Things. And if you go to nano scale, what will be the size of antenna? No lambda by 4 business. So for various applications, need may vary, systems may vary, antenna systems may vary, etc. So future systems for wireless communication may need ultra reliable, low latency communication emphasizing internet machine, and use of AI in wireless shifting towards millimeter waves terahertz. So that's what this total topic of AI is relevant in electromagnetics, because using AI you can definitely steer the beam, you can make a beam, and you can increase the gain, and it will cover Internet of Nano things, health monitoring, security entertainment, ultra high chip communication, augmented reality and heterogeneous network. Now the system on chip is coming. Have you heard about system on chip? And if you want to use that as a transmitter receiver, you have to have an antenna also on that one. So, but what you can do, you can miniaturize anything. You miniaturize that, big radio you can be miniaturized like this, chip, etc. Can you miniaturize the antenna? Why? You cannot miniaturize the antenna because the wavelength in free space, physics-wise, cannot be miniaturized. But by different means, you can put a dielectric, you build up, you can do something else and reduce the size, but you can never do away without antenna. Antenna has to be there. You can do away with anything, but antenna has to be there in your life. So, mobile communication is one of the paramount innovations of the last few decades. It has disrupted our total world. That's why when I was talking about disruption of technology, mobile is the biggest disruptor of modern civilization. Next disruptor is JCB machine, which is spoiled the total environment, and in my opinion, our mountains, rivers, our forest, etc., they are getting destroyed by JCB. So there are two things which have done the disruption of all the things which we cannot even imagine. So frequencies in use are UHF to Ka band, then we have come to terahertz band. I think sometimes later on I will talk terahertz as and when if I get a chance. So multi-band, wide band and interband. See, interoperability means we should be able to operate the same. So my mobile, I should be able to use it in Vijayawada, in Bangalore, in the USA, everywhere. So that's called interoperability. So the frequency and total system should be interoperable. I should be able to change it inside that. So we have got beam steerable antennas, MIMO technology, which will be in MIMO technology. There will be of antenna. Hello. So when antenna you need a platform. So mounting an antenna is also a problem. Now you make a big circuit, okay, and take your mobile only, because mobile, where is the antenna mounted, you don't know. And person who has designed the rest of the circuit, he had a big fight with the antenna designers. He says there is no. Even I had a fight with the Professor Yuara, and with them. No, we had one satellite Apple. We made everything nicely, and I was a communication in charge. I said I have put the antenna wherever it radiates best, and that integration person said there is no place for antenna. So I went and told the chairman, you launch the satellite without antenna. Can you launch the satellite without antenna? So problem is you have to fight with your thing, where to put the antennas. So now miniaturization creates problems for antenna engineers. You cannot miniaturize antenna beyond a certain limit. Okay. Antenna in package, antenna on chip, these things are new fields which are coming. Use of metamaterials, intelligent reflecting surfaces, frequency reflective surfaces, these are the new things which are coming up. Now, have you heard about noise? What is noise? I gave, when I was talking, I said unwanted signal is noise. Okay? It may be some disturbing signal, it may not be disturbing. Unwanted signal is noise. You are in a music concert, okay, nicely singing, etc., and suddenly one leader comes and starts giving a speech. It's noise for you. So noise doesn't mean only unintelligible. Even intelligent thing also, illegible thing also can be noise. So, but in case of antennas, the noise is about, it collects the temperature. What temperature? Not physical temperature. Everything radiates. You also radiate. Your body radiates 350 watts of power. Earth's radiation temperature is 300 or 270 Kelvin, not degree. Don't put degree with Kelvin, otherwise you wrong case. Degree with Fahrenheit, degree centigrade, but never degree Kelvin. It's only 270 degrees. So that's called noise. So noise degrades the performance of the antenna, and the surroundings also changes the characteristics of the noise figure of the antenna. The type of antenna emerging is, we have got the advent of metamaterials, where mu and sigma. Metamaterial is created, it's an artificial thing. It's not found in nature. Frequency selective surfaces, where we can, intelligent reflective surfaces, we can use pin diodes, varactor diodes, etc. And MIMO, 6th generation, they will be used very extensively. We got defective or manipulated ground planes. See, we have, your cross book or any antenna book will tell, for you put a monopole or an infinite ground plane. Can you have infinite ground plane? Can your mobile, does it have infinite ground plane? No, no. But, and so what you do, you defect the ground plane. So ground plane can be defective, it could be manipulated and somehow be radiated. New materials, direct trace antennas, etc. are there. Frequency of operation, return loss, polarization, which I am going to talk when I said I am changing the polarization, I am trying to match with the polarization of that one, transmitting antenna. Bandwidth with respect to gain, return loss, polarization, power handling, multipacting. Multipacting is what? In high vacuum, no breakdown should occur, but RF breakdown with because of high vacuum is there. Any sharp thing in high vacuum, the electron gas gets collected there, and that starts arcing. That's called multipacting. Isotropicity. How much isotopic antenna is which radiates in all directions. Practical antennas are not radiating in all directions. They radiate only in one plane. If you have a monopole, it radiates in this plane. It will never radiate in this direction. So practical antennas are. So, but how far away from the hypothetical antenna which radiates in all directions, whose gain is 1. If you are radiating in all directions, gain is 1. So that's called isotropicity, then antenna factor. Then we have got newer antenna thing, parameters are gain, efficiency, transmit, receive from micro, envelope correlation coefficient. If you are a mobile communication person, if you have studied, you know what is ECC. Diversity gain, mean effective gain, total active reflective coefficient, SAR, all these things are not given in your books. So, total radiative power, antenna correction factor, antenna noise, etc. These are some of the things. And frequency of operation is most importantly, radiation coverage requirements of gain, beam width, polarization characteristics, Polarization also changes with the bandwidth, beam width and frequency. See, if you take a beam, on the top of the beam, it's one simple polarization, one polarization. When you go down, polarization changes, becomes electrical. When you change it from the null, you go to null, polarization becomes opposite polarization. Then power handling, multifactoring, etc. are some of the things. Now, I am talking about polarization. Study of polarization is an essential parameter which needs to be studied. Polarization is, see, how radiation takes place? Electric vector goes perpendicular to the magnetic vector. If you see the Maxwell's equation, if your teacher tells you how Maxwell's equations are derived, then you know there is a, suppose there is here I see, electric current is flowing, perpendicular to that magnetic lines are there. Magnetic lines are there, but Maxwell's equation perpendicular to that, if it's a time varying, it has to be time varying, perpendicular to the electric field comes. The electric field okay, so that's why propagation takes place. So in that propagation takes place, in that one, what is the orientation of the electric vector? That defines the polarization. And what you are changing to mobile here and there is, transmission is linear, your mobile antenna is also linear, you are trying to mesh them together. If this linear is vertical, if you become horizontal, you will not receive anything. But you receive something here. How you receive? Because the antenna is coming and it's getting diffracted and interfere, it is scattered from the surroundings. That's why you get the signal also. So with newer technologies emerging with frequency reflective surfaces, intelligent reflective surfaces, MIMO, metamaterials, etc., the study of polarization becomes more complex than one can visualize, and it's very important that you should know about polarization. So polarization is concentration polarization. What is polarization? Have you heard about polarization word? Nowadays we are in India, every day you are in election mode. They say it's a BJP polarized, it's a TDP polarized, it's that polarized, TMC polarized. Have you not heard it? That's also orientation. In our technical domain, it's the orientation of this electric vector which causes it. So we have got a polarization, we have got a photon polarization in physics, vacuum polarization, the process in which background electromagnetic field produces virtual electron position, polarization in abelian variety, polarization of an algebraic form, in algebra also we have got a polarization. Polarization of identity, express an inner product in terms of associated norms. And in social science, polarization, economic polarization. An economic process where middle class job disappears more than those at the bottom of the top. And say, middle class is not getting the job. Lower class is not getting the job. Only Adani is getting the job. Okay, money is getting. That's also polarization. Whole, your total, what do you call it? What persons are thinking, their opinions, you are getting polarized. So polarization has got psychological, attitude polarization, group polarization, racial polarization. Then we have got music. There is a polarization album. It's a very famous album. Then, okay. So now, what we are talking about electromagnetic waves. So polarization of electromagnetic waves or receiving antenna is an important factor in RF communication, and it's the orientation of the electric vector. So this is what you see. You see there is something is here, na? See. You see along the white line is the direction of propagation. Okay, and electric vector is going upward, perpendicular to it. It's going in a circular way. If it's a time varying field, it has to change. No? It's not time varying. There is no time variation. There cannot be any radiation. Okay. I got a PhD thesis from some very reputed institute. He says I designed an antenna which does not have a polarization, and it radiates from DC to 35 gigahertz ultrawide. I told him that person deserves Nobel Prize because his antenna is radiating at DC. There is no time variation. So, this is how you see the electric vector is changing on this one. If you see on the left side, light source, if you take it, if you put this experiment, you must have done it in high school or maybe 11th, etc. So, if you put slit one side, all light which is randomly polarized goes only once you will see. If you put opposite, you will not see anything. So, this actually experiment tells you how light is also electromagnetic wave and it gets polarized. So this is, if you see unpolarized light, you got vectors in all directions, and it's randomly polarized. But if you put a slit on one direction, or you put an antenna in the same direction, you will receive a signal. So this is called a linear polarization. It could be vertical, it could be horizontal. Vertical, horizontal is a nomenclature with respect to the where you are sitting. It doesn't mean I am vertically here, okay? If I am vertically here, on the pole side will be horizontal. Try to visualize it. Eh? 45 degree. This is also linear polarized. Your receiving antennas, if they are two polarizations, vertical horizontal, it gets 53 dB division. But your receiving is also, it's a linear polarization which you are trying to divide mathematically into two. Cos theta, sin theta, that's all. But it's not a circular polarization, it's a linear polarization. And you see, when I'm here, okay, on this place, I'm in vertical. On earth, if you see somewhere else, the same orientation should be horizontal. I'm going to show you how it happens. So this is another Faraday's rotation. An optical wave, if passing through the medium, can change the polarization. Okay, this is a experiment which you guys must have done in high school. There is a super sugar solution. You pass a randomly polarized light, go on changing it, the pattern change, and that tells that the polarization is changing. So now you see polarization. This is the thing. This is called point carrier sphere, not given in your book. Only in Google you can find out. Now if you find on the top you see LSCP, okay, left hand circular polarized. Here you see LSCP. The same polarization, if you look on the other side, it will be RFC, RC. It's not working. You see, below RFCP, same signal. If you see, it's coming from LSCP to the equator, it's becoming elliptically polarized. Same signal. On the equator, it's a linear polarization. So somewhere if it's horizontal, opposite 180 degree it becomes vertical. So it's not a unique definition. It's a vertical horizontal is as per your where you are in that coordinate system. And in between it's a electrical polarization. So RFCP one side suddenly becomes LSCP on the other side. So this is what is called point carrier sphere. It tells about the orientation of the polarization and what polarization means. So this is what Dr. Rai was asking. See, this is a linear polarization. It's actually linear polarization. But if you got two antennas, one antenna is along the y-axis, another is x-axis, you will get the 3 dB signal. It doesn't mean this line which is there, it's linearly polarized, only you are getting division in that. It's not circular, it's a linear polarization, which has got two components in x and y. But if I orient my y component towards straight on, then x component will be 0. So E field must have two orthogonal perpendicular components. E field orthogonal components must have equal magnitude and 90 degree phase difference, then we start getting circular polarization. Circular polarization could be left hand, right hand. How many of you know about the right hand screw rule and left hand screw rule? Hey, you must have studied in 11th class, na? You studied? The same is applicable here. So never throw away your 11th, 12th mathematics or physics books. They will be useful to you throughout life. I'm slightly skipping these things. So actually any polarization is a electrical polarization. If one axis becomes minimal, suppose the x-axis becomes small, becomes 0, you will have vertical polarization. If y-axis becomes 0, you will have a x polarization. And if you got a phase difference between them, okay, the amplitudes are different, then you get elliptical polarization. Elliptical polarization is general polarization, circular and linear polarization are special cases of the polarization. There is a polarization loss factor, it's cos square phi. Phi is the angle between them. Suppose you have got a linear polarization which is vertically and your transmitting is receiving. What will you receive? 0. Because cos phi, the time is the angle between them, phi 90 is 0. Correct? So you will get, and if it's slightly varying, depending on the phi angle, you will get the cos value and you can get value. So maximum loss could be 3 dB or 0 dB. So you can find out what is the loss factor. Now how do you measure the polarization? One is, I told, the sense of polarization by the right hand screw, or you can have helix, left hand helix or right hand helix. Left hand helix receives the maximum signal, that's called left polarization. Right hand circular, right hand circular polarization. And if you got linear, vertical, horizontal, by antenna process you can find out. Measuring a polarization is a difficult use to find out two independent components, their phase difference, and you need a spectrum analyzer, network analyzer for that purpose. But there are methods by which without network analyzer also you can find out. So suppose if you take a rotating dipole, okay, and try to find out, so this is a pattern of a rotating dipole, linear voltage scale, and if I see on the beam, you see this is on the 0 axis, you find that's almost a linear polarization. When you start separating, you get the different components of it. So if you take peak of any beam width or any beam of the radiation pattern, you get the polarization which is almost same polarization, means circular maximum, 100% circular, linear means 100% linear. When you start going down along the beam width, then your polarization goes on changing. If you are in the opposite direction, the back lobe, your polarization 180 degree out of phase. And another thing is noise. Antenna picks up the noise. It could be electrical, spark, voltage, breakdown, etc. It could be extraterrestrial. You take an antenna, parabolite, you start putting towards the sun. You will not get any signal. Because the sun temperature, noise temperature is 10,000 Kelvin to 25,000 Kelvin. That 10,000 converted in dB, that sort of interference you get in, you will not receive anything. So in the satellite communication, we call outage. 2 times in a year there is outage for ground station as well as for the satellites for a few hours, few minutes. We try to avoid those outages. So noise is unwanted signal. In case of RF, it's the disturbances from extragalactic sources, local sources, spark, or anything which is called noise. So if you want to find out noise, contribution of that one, then if you radiation pattern of the antenna take it, and all noise factors, like Earth has got a 300 Kelvin noise temperature, and if it's a total radiation pattern is looking at the 300 degree Kelvin, 300 Kelvin, then you pick up the 300, you have to add that 300 Kelvin into your noise calculations. But only side lobe is there, whose area is very small, then that much noise only it will pick up. So, if you want to make the calculations, you should find out which are the sources of noise which are coming. So, when you look at the sun side, then you will not get any signal. Should be high directional antenna, look at the sun. Moon, another source of interference. Galactic stars, they are another source of interference. And total sky, what is the sky background noise? It's a 2.57 Kelvin. It's a continuous noise. And person who discovered it got a Nobel Prize for that one. And it's a residual of Big Bang phenomena. Now you may say, what is this? I am jumping from polarization to this noise to Big Bang phenomena. Read it. Then you will know what is the correlation between the RF, noise, Big Bang phenomena and the antenna. So this is a how it's called terrestrial microwave window. So in between from 1 gigahertz to 10 gigahertz, you got the minimal background noise. And if you go on the beyond say 20 gigahertz, then the quantum limit comes in h nu k becomes start problem. If you are on the below 1 gigahertz, it's the thermal noise which prominent. So it's not that way. You lower the frequency, you will not get. Lower the frequency, you get more noise. Higher the frequency, you get more noise. So you have to find out which band you are lying. And that's why at around, you see 1.5 to 1. This is called HNOS, hydrogen line, hydroxyl lines. So there the noise, background noise is minimal. And persons who are looking for extraterrestrial intelligence, they try to find out they look at the spectra of hydrogen or hydroxyl ion spectra. If you got hydrogen presence and hydroxyl ion presence, what can be there? Water. Okay. And water is there, life can be there. So now I am jumping from noise antenna to radio astronomy. So Earth is around 270 to 300 Kelvin. Atmospheric losses. If it's a clear weather, it's a different. If it's a weather is got a sand storm, ice storm, etc., then it's a different thing. Okay. Lunar temperature, there's moon temperature, 250 Kelvin depends on the phase of frequency. Sun temperature 10,000 to 30,000 Kelvin. Copper losses, side losses, all these things you have to account for this thing. So what you can do, you have to take into account all the things. You have polarization, you have to also take into account when you go to link calculation, your losses in this circuit. So I am just another 2 minutes. We are celebrating 50th year of Amaravati launch. 19th April 1975, we launched India's first satellite Amaravati from Russia. Average age of the engineers was 26 years who launched it. None of them has ever seen a satellite. Satellite definition itself was not known. I was 22 years old who designed the communication system for that one. And so we could do it because we wanted to do it. This is what is the Amaravati. We put the Amaravati satellite small model in a balloon at Hyderabad and tested the link because we did not know how the things radiate, how do you receive the signal, because in that era only radio was available, TV was not available. This is a wooden model of satellite which was put below the helicopter, and links were tested whether it's radiating or not, whether the total satellite is working or not. Here is Professor Dhawan. Then you are now is the fourth person, and dark glasses is me. We did not have sophisticated equipment which you got now. No sophisticated computers, no sophisticated. We used to use this slide rule. This is how we are making the measurements. Because for omnidirectional antennas, you need to have a complete, you should not put on metallic surface. Metallic surface also to the antenna. So you put a T8 table, another T8 table, over wooden table, and this is the Aryabhatta antenna was measured. Then we had a fiberglass mast in which one engineer was leaning a thing and go and change that connections and polarization. This is how we project the radiation patterns. And we had one satellite, Apple, in which impedance measurements and link calculations were to be done. So the cost was 2 crores of rupees in 1987, 2 crores. Today, if you ask Modi ji, he can give 20,000 crores. Okay? In Bihar elections, everybody is getting 10,000. We did not have 2 crores at that time. Government did not have. We were a poor country. So we put in a wooden bullock cart, the total satellite, the nitrogen tank, and measured the link calculation. So 2 crores was the quotation from France, and we gave 150 rupees forcefully to the farmer and measured it. So it worked for almost 6 to 7 years. Then we had a Yagi antenna made for Aryabhatta, okay, in which you see black triangle. That time frame we did not have fiberglass in the country. So we put the bamboo and painted it to show you guys that we could achieve the things like that one. From there we have made an antenna whose directed feeds, whose efficiency is 77%. And from 77% we made a 32-meter antenna, deep space network antenna, which is being used by even Americans. This is an antenna which was made for defense. It's a side lobe is minus 35 dB down side lobe. Now, from that era, we have got the best facilities in the country. Not in the country, in the world, we have got the best facilities. The biggest anechoic chamber is available in Bangalore. It's not going. This is Professor U.R. Rao, who was the project director of Amaravati. So, thank you very much. I don't know how much I could make you interested in antennas and electromagnetics. Thank you. I think I made the point.
So thank you, Professor, for briefing about antenna and its different applications, and also we came to know about the different polarization concepts also. So now the forum is open for discussion. Any audience, if you have any doubt, means you can discuss with the eminent speaker. If any queries is there?
Sir, I would like to ask one question, sir. It's generally we see as per any we have to reach the moon.
3 satellites.
3 satellite means to reach the persons. Okay. While SpaceX one country is there, American country. On Elon Musk was trying to water is there or not. Means
I didn't understand the question.
Means I will ask. Means one of the person he was American. There Mars will be there, and entire our Earth will be ozone layer covered with O2, right? Oxygen layer, sir. Any drawback of that one?
See, first is Elon Musk is not reaching moon, only sending others to moon. He is a businessman.
Yes, I know, sir.
Okay. He has put a swarm of your constellation of low Earth orbit satellites for IT purpose, for internet purposes, for remote sensing purposes, for navigation purposes. Okay. And he has made powerful rocket to send some persons to moon. So that has got nothing to do with antenna. He follows all the physical rules for orbit as well as for communication purposes. That's one thing. Reaching to moon, we have also reached the moon.
Yes,
India has reached moon. So done nothing great, no? From that era, I showed you, where we did not have even money to go, we put on bullock cart a satellite for link measurement, we have reached the moon also.
Thank you.
Any more questions is there?
Good morning, sir. It's an honor to be able to listen to your lecture. I had a question. How was your experience throughout all of these years? Basically, how was the experience, and how did you get acquainted with the modern day technologies from that bullet card to this advanced technology now?
By working?
Overall, how was it? How do you see the change?
See, it's not a quantum change, it's a regular change, you know. See, you are a kid, suddenly you don't become an adult. Slowly you become adult. So our technology also starting from there, we become adult technology. That's why Americans who used to put us under sanction are coming to us. See, the NISA satellite which was launched, okay, a couple of months back, it was built by ISRO, launched by ISRO for Americans. So it's by working only. India is not a poor country any longer. India is an advanced country, and India is a rich country where poor persons stay.
14 only. 15. 15, thank you.
Sorry, sir, I'll take only 1 minute. I want to ask one more question. Sir, by your experience, we are young people from I need some suggestions to grow up our skills like you're writing the papers regarding RF and microwave. I'm asking suggestions to our youngsters from to become.
Don't consider the field as untouchable. Okay, and always try to find out physics inside the mathematics. Then anything is simple. It's not very complicated mathematics. It's some 5-6 type matrix, integration, etc. These are only things which are used everywhere. Whether it's a signal processing, whether it's an antenna or communication, what is that? You are not using tensors. Tensors are used very rarely.
Thanks.
Thank you once again, Professor, for answering patiently all the questions. Now I request Dr. Shambhudatta Nanda to present a memento as a token of appreciation to Dr. Surendra Pal. With this, we will conclude the keynote section. Next will be the presentation. So I will be hand over to the next track session host.
So again, I welcome all of you to this AISP first session, track 1A. So shortly we will begin. Section for the past 14 years and currently immediate past chair IEEE Hyderabad section 2023-2024. Also served as treasurer at IEEE India Council 2023-2024. Currently serving as member IEEE HTB project monitoring and assessment committee since 2023. She was the coordinator for Section Chapter Committee, IEEE Hyderabad Section in 2022, SAC Advisor, IEEE Hyderabad Section 22-23, Vice Chair, SAC, IEEE India Council 21-22. Committee Member, R10, SAC 21-22. Member, IEEE Hack Assessment Committee 2022. She was the past chair, Education Society Chapter IEEE Hyderabad Section 2021, past committee member, EPICS in IEEE 2021. She is the recipient of Bhishma Acharya Award 2023 by Bharat Education Excellence Awards. She also recipient of Significant Volunteer Service Award 2019 by IEEE Hyderabad Section in January 2020. She is also recipient of Distinguished Leader in Engineering Higher Education Leadership Awards HELA 2018. And also she is the recipient of an honorable mention for 2017 IEEE Women in Engineering Inspiring
leakage and improved stability. So this is the paper outline. Now, as we know, the memory occupies a significant portion of the chip. So, if we able to minimize different design metrics such as power delay and power delay product, so overall we can means improve the performance of overall chip. Okay, so in this work we have first show the existing work, and there is proposed work, then there is a comparative analysis. Now other author of this paper, Mr. Vinayak, my student, will report it.
First of all, good morning, good afternoon, and very warm welcome to AISP program. These are the literature review for the S transfers. We will discuss about the S transfers, the 60 S transfers. This is the diagram of the schematic diagram of the 60 S transfer. It's consistent of 6 MOSFETs and 2 cross converters, where this N3 and N4 are the access transistors for the word line. Let's discuss about the read and write and hold operations. During the read operation, bitline and bitline both are preachers to VDD, whereas the word line will be the access transistors to Q and Q bar nodes. While storing the read 0, bitline discharges slightly between bitline and bitline bar, while reading the read 1, bitline bar discharges, bitline stays high. Where the write operation, bitlines are driven comparative values, where the write enable bitline voltage overrides cell states flipping the latches. Where will be the bitline will be 0 and bitline bar will be connected to VVD, we will consider as the write 0. Where the bit line will be connected to VBD and bit line bar will be 0, we will consider as the write 1. And during the hold state, cross couple latches retains the data as long as power is supplied. We will come to the 90 SRAM cell. In this, we will have the separate bit line for the read operations. It is a single-ended bit line reduce the power and eliminated read restriction. Dedicate the read path and separated between the word line and write word lines. Improve the read static noise margin. During the read operations, read word line enables the isolated read parts of the N5, N6 and N7 transistors, distributing the Q and Q bar. In read bit line discharges only QB1. Sense amplifier will detect the resulting voltage. While during the write operations, write word line activities N3 and N4 will allow us to force the data onto bit line and bit line bars. Where during the hold operations, write word line and remains low, isolating the Q and Q bar from the bit lines. Let's discuss about the 10D SRAM cell. In this SRAM cell, there are the transmission gates of the two transistors. Using an inverter pair as Q and QB, independent channels prevents data corruptions and enhancing robust during operations. In this read operation, read word line is high to activities isolated read path, and while the word line and word line bars remains low. During write operations, word line and write word lines are go high, while the read word lines and the read bit lines stays low. Bit lines carries the data to be written. During the hold operations, all the control signals remains low. Turn off every access transistor. Cross-coupled inverters retains data, minimal leakage, high stability and strong immunity to noise. Let us discuss the So we propose the new 11T SRAM cell where the low leakage power has been occurred. It consists of the cross-coupled inverters of P1 and N1 and P2 and N2, where the N3 connects to the storage nodes and to the bit lines, where the transmission gate reduces the noise between the inverters. So control signals of the word line and word line bar, read word lines, bit lines, signals, and the global sleep transistor represents the N6 and N3 transmission and N7 and N4. While coming to the sleep transistor is a MOS device used to disconnect the power of VDD and GND. Placing the ground is an high impedance state. It enables the dynamic power gating, allowing temperature shutdowns of blockages without losing storage data, minimizing subthreshold and gate leakage, greatly reducing the static power during standby mode. Here you can observe the timing diagrams of the control system of proposed 11T SRAM cell. In this first vertical line, you can analyze the write 0 operation, and second vertical line, you can analyze the write 1 operation, and therefore it will be the hold operation, and then read 0 and read 1, and again its hold operations will be occurred. Here is the static noise margin comparing with the 60 and 11T proposed 11T SRAM cell. These are some comparisons between the 60, 90 and 10T and proposed 11T transistors of comparison of the read static noise margin. Those
proposed 11T S transfer has achieved 23% higher read static noise margin compared to 90 transistors, and 125% higher read static noise margin compared to 60 transistors. It provides 12.5% higher hold static noise margin than 60 transistors. It's delivered 19% wider of right static noise margin than 90, and 175% wider right static noise margin than the 6 transistor. Also, it improved the stability and storage nodes from the read and write paths. Temporarily, it breaks down the feedback loop during write and ensuring stronger noise margins and more reliable operations. This is the comparison between the leakage power between those 60, 90 and 20 proposed 11T transistors. Somehow we came forwards with the proposed 11T S-tran cell achieves lower leakage because it reduces sleep transistor based on gating and improved transistors stacking effectively, cutting the sub-threshold leakage in hold mode and isolated core from the ground and minimizing the standby current. There is a comparison between the write and read delay 60 and 90 and 11T proposed 11T transistors, whereas in the write delay it improves by the 4% than 90 transistors and 46.7% than 6 transistors, whereas in the read delay it's improved by the 27% better than the 9 transistors and 14% better than the 6 transistors. Somehow it's achieved faster read and write delays because it's simplified and low resistance access path, use fewer transistors, allowing quicker bit lines and charging and discharging, and reducing internal connections for the high speed data access. And this is a single edged read and write power, and comparisons between the 60, 90 and 10T proposed 11T, while the write power reduces 41% than 90 transistors and 64% than 6 transistors, while the read power decreases 27.69% than 9 transistor and 30% than 6 transistor. So it achieves higher power efficiency by using simplified write paths and lower capacitance single-ended read path, and while together minimizing switching activities and internal connections. So let's conclude this. Where we introduce the 11T S-tran cell, it reduces leakage power in standby and improves the bitline control. Thank you.
I have one question. Is this fabricated?
No, not
no,
yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So, what are the challenges you feel you're going to have? Any challenges when compared to 10T and 11T, what you have proposed?
Well, in this 10T or the hold mode, there will be leakage power, more leakage power. So we used sleep transistor to reduce that leakage power. In sleep transistor, it contains the virtual ground. So while in the hold mode, it will on, sleep transistor will be on. So the leakage power reduction will be reduced to 96% to mostly 96%.
What is the cost involved? Did you estimate the cost?
Not yet, ma'am. We just designed it.
Right. All the best.
Thank you.
So any questions from audience? Okay, we can move forward.
Good afternoon everyone. Myself Manohar and I'm here to deliver my PPT and my project title is Data Analysis, my project is Analysis on Data by Deterioration using data analysis for agriculture sector. And before going to my PPT, and my main motto is to serve the or help the agriculture sector, especially my paper helps to agriculture sector. And not only in present generation the data is abundant and more. So because of large kind of data we can't predict accuracy about particular sector. So before going to that, my project helps to agriculture. And this is my aim is, so in today's generation we examine that there is no standard framework and in data science. So because of lot of data there is no proper structure in data science. So in order to provide the structure format data in data science we use this sector. And in this we use 5 case studies. In this we use 5 case studies in it. And in this we use the methodology approach facilities that driven of predictive insight, thereby contributing agricultural outstatements and strategic planning. So my motto is to by giving the information and it helps to strategic planning and also for output assessment. So based upon the data or based upon the large kind of information we deliver or we choose the path and delivering the strategic planning and further assessments for agriculture sector in this. And in introduction we use information paradox. So information paradox in the sense where we can access the data in repository. Repository information has democratic knowledge, prevalence and misinformation, data redundancy and lack of verification mechanism. So while whatever the information present in the internet is maybe correct or wrong, it may be anything, but based upon some mechanisms, okay, we use, there is no boundaries here in order to examine the data. So that's why we provide particular data frameworks in it. And also paradoxal statements necessary equity availability of the meaningful knowledge in it. And this is for introduction also. And then here we use data mining techniques called as data mining helpful for scientific and practical bridges between the raw information and actionable intelligence. So here in this we use data mining topics in it. And due to lack of information in data, we use data mining analytical techniques which helps to strategizing framework in it. In data mining, we use majorly 2 components called as expectations and grouping. So these are the major components used in data mining. And based upon that, we use 2 methodologies also in data mining. They are exploratory data mining and predictive data mining. So in this we have 2 phases. One phase is contextualization and second one is predictive. Based upon the data, we can predict the information and deliver to the agriculture sector in it. So this is about cloud computing innovations. And this is literacy survey. What are the drawbacks here is due to lack of information provided in internet, but there is no proper output or proper information available in the internet. So in order to maintain one structure format in agriculture sector, whatever the sector it may be. So we need to provide particular standard frameworks. We use data science in it, and also based upon data we can predict accurately in it. So this is just literature survey, and this is methodologies. So in this we use linear regression and also pre-processing techniques used in this method. So this is the first phase of the methodologies. So contextual analysis of data science frameworks. So in this we use 5 case studies. In 5 case studies we use 4 components for each. So first component is conceptualization of the data science and delineation of boundaries and identifying the skill sets and mechanism for knowledge integration and collaboration.
Can you go to your work which you have done?
Okay.
Move to directly to your methodology.
Yeah, this is methodology. So here I am taking the data. So in large kind of data.
What sort of data you have?
It's related to agriculture data.
It is realistic data or like how?
Realistic data like soil, pH values, temperature based upon.
Where did you collect this data from?
From academics or something online, which is available in online and government sector.
Okay.
So whatever the available in government sector and academics, colleges and other information, whatever necessary information, we gather it. So based upon that, we've done the pre-processing technique in it. So here we pre-processing the data and we can extract the features like soil, some parameters which is helpful for the agriculture sector. So soil, pH values, temperatures and other historical data related to agriculture.
Are you closely working with any agriculture university or anything?
No, ma'am. So just I am helping for how that large data is proposed.
Your model will work best over there.
Yeah.
Just enhance it.
Okay.
This is your first presentation or you have done your work earlier?
First one. This is my first.
So strengthen this.
Okay.
Try to work with agriculture university because you have good data which you need to collect.
Okay.
Good. Nice work.
But so based upon this data, we can make the decision making. So based upon decision, we can estimate the outputs from agriculture sector. That's it. So this is overall. So how it gets. So this is, and my idea is cloud computing. If you implement the cloud computing in agriculture sector, it will helpful. So we reach the rural areas also, in rural areas. And based upon this, and this is my results one. And here we use regression technique. So last one. So proposed regression model 2.35 RMSE values. So output value. So this is my output and result.
What was the data set? What was the count of the data set?
Count of data set.
No, you have tested it, right?
Yeah, tested, but we'll capture that now.
It's okay. Thank you.
This is my conclusion.
The next batch. So I request all the other members to finish it quickly.
Good afternoon to everyone. Today my research topic is ensemble learning model using inception V4 and DanceNet for early detection of rice disease. This is my topic under the guidance of Dr. Sumesh EP. functioning? Is okay? So this is my research topic is ensemble learning model using Inception V4 and DenseNet for early detection of rice diseases. This is under the guidance of Dr. Sumesh EP in VIT-AP. This one. This is my contents: introduction, literature review, research gap, motivation, proposed method, result and analysis, conclusion, and future scope and references. So introduction. So today the farmers, that is the rice cultivators, suffering with different types of diseases, and that will cause yield loss, and there is a production loss in rice. For such purpose, we are using, that is nothing but early disease detection is a challenge for the rice cultivators. Here, that will lead to significant loss in result of time delay. So conventional methods that use, that is subject to, and it is nothing but time consuming. We are using, that is nothing but deep learning and AI technologies approaches can assist faster and more identification of different types of diseases. To address this challenge, we propose an ensemble model of Inception V4 and DenseNet for good accuracy and reliability. So this is my literature survey. Different types of journal papers I studied and covered some of the topics regarding that agriculture diseases. The first one, that is nothing but review on machine learning and rice plant diseases. This is used on SVM and KNN methods. Second one, that is nothing but the accuracy is 90%. The second one topic is nothing but crop yield prediction using machine learning. So in this we have accuracy is 70 to 90%, 95. So here we are using train test samples under estimated performance. Here cross validation techniques are time series validation is preferred for yield prediction. And the third one, that is nothing but cross comprehensive review on ensemble learning. So after opportunities and challenges, this has given ensemble learning process under that is nothing but accuracy of 90 to 95%, improve robustness and uncertainty estimation, but rise computation, deployment and interpretability challenges. So this is the coming, that is literature survey papers we have studied. So second one, rice plant disease detection using ML techniques. Simpler models are accurate, but here we are using a ensembler method, that is nothing but a complex model techniques. Here the accuracy is improved as 95%. So next one, detection of same classification of rice plant diseases. Here the accuracy is 93%. Here you are using support vector missions. So automatic disease detection using standard image processing and classical ML techniques with deep learning, which is helpful where computational resources are limited. And that is last paper, hybrid approach for cotton leaf disease detection using EC-CAN and diverse CNN models. This approach will give an accuracy of 95%. Their approach suggests that with data augmentation and deep learning models can become highly accurate and even are limited or imbalanced cotton leaf diseases. So these are the general rice disease infections and non-infected diseases. First one, by infected diseases, how they will come is nothing but transmission can spread from water, soil and other insects and tools. Non-transfer means it is not infected, it is suddenly come due to that weather conditions. The second one, the primary cause is nothing but the living organisms from which is attached to side by side and caused by environmental factors. That is nothing but non-infected. When infected means the disease come from side by side at previous plants. So next one, causal agents. fungal, bacteria, virus, nematodes, and phytoplasmas and insects. A similar non-infectional is nothing but water stress, nutrition deficiency, temperature extremes, air pollution, and herbicide damage. And what is the speed of activity? Speed of activity is nothing but typically slower to develop starting in a small area and spreading. So that means whenever we spread that infection diseases, it is initially they are small, but spread over as very fast as the plant will be acquiring diseases very fast. Often sudden, that is non-infection diseases, often sudden uniform across a field or plant area. So these will come under, that is nothing but sudden impact of atmospheric changes. So next one, symptom patterns. Localized symptoms, that is often fungal. There is certain spots that will create some matches.
So what are the models you have integrated, you said?
Inception B4 and dense net, madam.
Dense net. And don't you think it will take too much computational time?
Too much little computation, madam.
Can you go to the result page once, what you have computed directly?
These are the different types of diseases.
These are the features, right?
This is the gap with that one, previous one, present my model.
Yeah, your model.
This is my proposed method. So we are using Inception V4 and DenseNet and along with pre-processing, normalization and augmentation. And finally we have disease classification. And we find that Inception V4 special. What is that Inception V4?
Did you measure in terms of computation?
Yes sir, yes madam.
Yeah, that is.
This is a proposed method. This is the different types of technologies that we are using.
Yes.
This is one of the slide, and this is the technology variation for detection of rice diseases. This
data set, sir? What was the data set you have considered?
Yes, I use that private data set, madam. I use that field work. I go to some surrounding areas and collect 1,000 images of rice diseases. And in that one, I clearly select only 33 images of different types of rice diseases.
So you have done the pre-processing everything?
Yes. So this is nothing but epochs versus losses. So that is one is Inception before loss and that is accuracy curve. So here training loss is given by blue curve and validation loss is given by orange color. So we have to explain this one. So 0 to 40 that is epochs, 40 to 80, 80 to 100. So there are three types of classification of that accuracies. So we have classification of that stages. So training loss is startly steep and thereafter decreasing. So once you can observe 0 to 40, 40 to 80, 80 to 100. So as the epochs are that is increasing, the loss will be decreasing. So this is my practically done that experiment by my laptop. So this is different types of diseases. So this is nothing but steep and rapid decrease.
Was there no risk in overfitting and all this when you were?
A little, madam, not too much. So we are using Inception before and DenseNet that will be avoided almost, that is avoided that power fitting and other problems. And the accuracy will be improved. So this is the starting level, steep and rapid decrease. And that is training loss, that is blue curve. So this is, you can observe blue curve is nothing but training loss.
Yes, sir.
The training loss will be starting this steep and goes on decreasing. And 40 to 80 degrees slows down and start at level of nearer to minimum value.
How is the future work for this, sir?
I estimated with tape fold techniques by measurement of accuracy and F1 scores. In the coming journals, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
This is Inception B4, madam. So I used that ensemble learning. It is 10% higher accuracy compared to the previous one. Already I have implemented, madam.
Accuracy computation is what? Time.
Yes, madam. So this is future scope. That is the model can be compressed, deployed on mobile devices in a field real-time device. This is detection. And the second one, combining sensor data. You are using sensor data, atmospheric condition. That is nothing but humidity and temperature. That is also included. Model is multispectral imaging could further improve early diagnosis accuracy. Okay, next one, research can explore domain adaptation and view short learning to make ensemble more generalized across different rice varieties, growing regions and imaging conditions.
Thank you.
good afternoon to all of you. I am Nagalakshmi Kodagan, pursuing my PhD at Amrita Viswavidyapeetham. So today I am presenting my research title, Multi-Stage Feature Fusion using Vision Transformer with residual CNN and channel attention for enhanced brain tumor detection. This is my outline of my presentation, where I will cover all introduction, motivation, survey, applications, and my proposed methodology along with qualitative and quantitative analysis and conclusion. So coming to introduction, brain tumors are the abnormal growth of cells that occurs within the brain, which affects the vital functions, normal functions of the brain. Generally, brain tumors are classified into two types, primary and secondary tumors. Primaries are originating within the brain itself and affecting the brain function. Coming to secondary tumors, those are originating or spreading from the other organs of the body. So, clinically, brain tumors are classified into two types, benign and malignant tumors. Benign is nothing but non-cancerous, whereas those are less aggressive in nature. They don't require most of the cases treatment. But when coming to malignant ones, those are cancerous cells which grow aggressively. Definitely they need treatment. And why? Because they spread into the other, they invade into the other healthy tissues. So magnetic resonance imaging, MRI is the most standard diagnostic method for brain tumor detection because of its non-invasive technique and high soft tissue contents. Coming to motivation, in medical diagnosis, definitely differentiating benign from malignant using MRI images is the most critical one for proper treatment planning and also to improve patient survival rates. And most of the MRI scannings or exams are depending on experienced radiologist, which is a manual interpretation. Definitely it will take some time, more time to give the result and also delays the treatment. Misclassification also leads to life-threatening situation. So especially nowadays deep learning models, CNNs, are mostly used to detect brain tumors by automatically extracting the features without any manual feature engineering. So this motivates to my work. Coming to literature survey, there are so many studies which contributed to brain tumor detection or classification. Mainly Zeeler, the first author who proposed. Coming to Shafiq, which explains and reviews the residual architecture networks. And finally, most recently, hybrid architectures came into picture, where transformer and resonate, both are introduced, both are fused and achieved 99.9% of accuracy in case of binary class and 96.8% of class accuracy for multiple class. Among all those studies, we found some challenges. So, out of these studies, I have found some limitations, challenges, that is, those are applicable to limited data sets and also heavy computation cost. And especially vision transformers requires large training data. And one more important point, attention mechanism is not used before fusion. These are the main drawbacks out of these studies which we focused. These are the limitations where CNNs are very much good for capturing local features, but they are failing to capture global features of the image. And vision transformers are very much good for providing global interactions among the patches of images, but fails to extract finite features. And also, most of the existing methods, they are not addressed the attention mechanism before fusion. So, all these limitations we have tried in our proposed methodology. This is the architecture of my proposed methodology, where the input MRI image, single image is processed and given to 3 stages for different multi-scale feature files. The first component block 1 is especially for low feature extraction, whereas component 2 is for middle level, in order to extract middle level features, whereas component block 3 is for high level features. So likewise, the same input MRI image is top-down scaling by using the 3 stages, and in the component block we have used a residual CNN along with squeeze and excitation. These two together extracts local features, and SC, squeeze and excitation, channel attention via squeeze and excitation, highlights the important channels. And these heat maps which we have generated, those are given to VIT encoded, VIT vision transformer. And that transformer is now capable to provide global features. And then finally, all these 3 stages outputs are concatenated. After that, again, we have performed channel attention, where we have highlighted the most relevant channels, and finally classified into 2 categories, whether tumor is present or not, whether the tumor is healthy or tumor.
This is your model which you have proposed.
Yes.
Did you implement this?
Yes.
Can you show the results?
These are the results, ma'am, which we got. Actually, I have taken Coggle dataset, which consists of healthy and tumor images, where we have predicted for each sample image, true class and predicted class, both are mentioned.
You have color image or grayscale images?
Grayscale.
You have color.
And out of 6 samples which I have covered, almost for each sample, I have given the 2 classes, true and predicted classes.
Go to the next one. Move on to the next slide.
And these are the curves which are results in order to analyze the performance of our model. This is the draining loss, where we have observed a stable decrease without any overfitting, which improves the generalization.
How many epochs you have considered?
Over 20.
20. Did you change the epochs?
No, ma'am.
And just tested no? No.
And accuracy, we have observed the accuracy is consistently increasing over the number of epochs. Coming to quantitative analysis, I have compared the performance of our Hamilton model with the previous baseline models, and we got definitely all the metrics, accuracy, precision, equal, FM score, and latency. We got an improved version. And coming to cross-validation, in order to provide the reliability of our model, we also performed a 5-fold cross-validation.
What is the extension of this work?
Multi-class.
Multi-class, which you are proposing?
Yes. This is the binary class, ma'am.
Okay, but you are going for the multi-class.
For in future, next I want to work it on for multiple classes.
Right.
And these are the cross-validation results, where I have performed 5-fold validations, and all are consistently good, and finally the standard deviation which we got is very less. And the ablation study also we have performed, ma'am, in order to investigate each and every module which we have used in the architecture. So then also, if we go for our full MSFF filter, it is providing all metrics having. If I remove any one without channel attention, the performance is reduces to 92 points.
You examine that?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Ablation study I have performed. And if you remove each and every term, the performance is gradually decreasing. This shows how important is that each and every module in our architecture. And coming to conclusions, our
Show
model
me the future. The future work slide?
Future work.
You're not.
Just conclusions. But future we want to plan for multi-class, ma'am.
Right.
Definitely next step we have to do for ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you one and all.
Now it is audible.
Yes, it is.
My name is Grishma. I am from SRM University, Amaravati. The topic I am going to present today is interpretable unit and vision framework for Alzheimer's detection from MRI using GradCam. And these are the contents I am going to present now. Introduction, the problem statement, objectives, proposed methodology, results and discussion, future scope and references. And coming to introduction to Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a progressive neurodisorder which affects the cognitive abilities of the human. Over 55 million cases are projected to triple by 2050. So there is no cure for this disease. Early detection is very crucial to enhance the patient's care. The stages of Alzheimer's disease, it progresses from mild demented to moderate demented to severe, and severe to very severe. If it goes to condition of very severe, it may lead to patient death also. And coming to deep learning and interpretable AI here, unit which we have used captures the local spatial features but misses the global attention. And coming to vision transformer, it uses the self-attention to model the global dependencies. In this, we have used the hybrid model to integrate both unit and vision to capture both local features as well as global context. Existing models report high performance metrics but lack interpretability to the user. In our paper, GradCam we have employed for interpretability. And coming to problem statement, traditional diagnostic models like MRI interpretation are time consuming and also requires expert analysis. So CNN based models like unit fail to capture long range dependencies, where vision transformer captures the global features but fails to get the local spatial features.
Can you move to your work? What you have done?
These are the objectives and proposed methodology. You can see the dataset consists of 3 classes, that is very mild demented and non-demented. Here total of 2600 MRI scans are taken and each class contains 896 scans. And later it goes to pre-processing state. In the pre-processing state, we have resized the image to 224 cross 224 and we have performed intensity normalization with median standard deviation as
GradCam, do you think the resolution of the image is up to mark?
What we have got? We have got a nice attention maps.
Generally, there is a challenge with this.
With 2D images, the GradCam have worked good for our data set.
Resolution is equivalent good.
224 cross 224, we have resized the images now.
You have resized, but I think by the time when you process that, you will be losing the data. That is a challenge what we have faced with GradCam. That is, I'm just trying to understand.
For the GradCam, you can see for the non-demented case, the strong activation regions are around the MRI scans. And in the case of mild demented, for the Alzheimer's disease, the hippocampal region and mid-modular, cortical region is the biomarkers of Alzheimer's disease. Here you can see the red and yellow activation layers are around the medial temporal lobes, which are the biomarkers of identifying the Alzheimer's disease. In case of very mild demented, you can see some red and yellow activation layers in the medial lobes. For our data set, which we have seen GradCam work, in the future work, we are going for GradCam++ and GradCam. We are trying to include that also in that.
Is this model dependent on CNN?
Unit and vision transformer we have used, ma'am. Unit encoder we have used for taking a local features, and in a vision transformer we have used a base 16 by 16 patch with 224 input. And we have
show your results once.
We have performed the ablation study of unit and proposed unit plus vision model. We have calculated total 13 performance metrics, out of which when we combine unit with vision transformer, our results has greatly enhanced. You can see accuracy has increased from 68 to 90%, and in the medical terms, FDR, FNR, recall are the major classification metrics which are focused. You can see recall has greatly increased from 68 to 90%, and FDR, FNR, log logs also greatly reduced when we combine vision transformer with the unit. And this is the ROC curve of standalone unit model and unit plus hybrid model which we have proposed. You can see the AUC is 0.99, which shows the strong classification capability of our hybrid model when compared to standalone unit model.
So what are the challenges you are facing?
Challenges in the sense, ma'am, vision transformer is computationally expensive. We are trying to replace that with means low flops and low parameters model, which can be dumped on an edge board. Next, we are trying to replace that vision transformer with a low parameter and low flops vision transformer, so that we can dump it on an edge board.
Extension of work?
I have done actually the extension also, ma'am. I have placed that vision transformer with efficient width, so that the matrix has increased to 98%. And that parameters and flops are around, now vision transformer has 82 million parameters. Now when we replace this vision transformer with efficient width, it has greatly reduced to 14 million parameters. And flops is also 11 giga flops. For efficient width B1 we have used. In that efficient width also we are having B0, B1 and B2. For medium flops and parameters we have taken efficient with B1.
Right. Conclude it. Any conclusion slide?
And this is conclusion and future scope. The proposed unit model with GradCam has achieved a robust algebra classification, clearly outperforming our baseline unit model. The future work will, we are focused on expanding to multimodal clinical data and for real-time edge-friendly deployment. Thank you.
Sheikh Rafi. Sir, please. So Nagalakshmi, please. Rishma. Madam, please say, please say. Thank you very much, madam, for joining us. A small token of appreciation from our side, VIT-AP University.